J is back, baby. But it's crazy how the psychology is of it. You know what I'm saying? Because even like in situations where, let's say the husband or the wife wants to start working out, the first connotation in their mind is, why are you doing that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're with me. Why you need to work out? You know, and versus just seeing it like, hey, oh, honey, I want to get healthy. You know, why don't you come join me and let's work out together or anything like that? Because if you don't want to work out and she wants to work out or vice versa, that shouldn't be a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it should just be like, that's something that you enjoy to do, then let's do it together. Or if you want to continue to do it, go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now I feel like it's become more of not a sex appeal thing. I feel like more people are wanting to work out because to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just to continue to be able to live, because maybe in their family or their friends, they've been seeing them passing away at such a young age that they're like, oh, hell no, you know, I need to be better, or I need to do better.
The pandemic, man, some people got healthy during the pandemic. They're like, oh, man, I can actually like work out. And then, you know, you start working out for a year or two, and then you start going back and you're like, dude, I don't like the way I feel it. And that could be that. Yeah. And one thing I'd sit there and say, man, if you're a lady or your husband is going to work out and that worries you, you're not worried about them. It's just your insecurity. Like, that's all it is, man. You're just insecure yourself. And that's probably why you're probably insecure, but that's probably why you're having problems, because you're insecure. And so, you know what I mean? It's like, man, I'm not doing nothing wrong, but you think I am, because not because you're doing anything wrong either, because you don't think there's any way you can keep me. Like, you don't think you're worth it. And that's a fucking, man, that's a horrible thing to feel that way every day. And so if you feel that way, man, I just go work out, go to the gym, but more importantly, talk to your spouse, man, and let them know your insecurities. And man, that way people can understand. Because can you imagine if you're married to a lady and she's so insecure, but you think she's just a jealous chick, and so you're like, oh, I can't stand her, da da da. And to come out, find out she's just insecure. She thinks her like, and that's what a lot of people are, man. They're keeping all these feelings on the inside, man. They don't feel good about themselves. Right. They don't like who they see. And one thing that I've done is like, what I've done for this workout and telling people is like, if you're naked and you go past the mirror really fast, that means you don't like the way you don't like what you're looking at the fucking nothing. Right. You don't like anything you see. You need to start working out, because you don't even like the person in the mirror. And so that's kind of something like where the discipline comes. Is like, you know, I've gone to bed hungry for sure. Like, I got home last night from the airport and the wife's like, do you want me to have this ready for you? I was like, no. I was like, we'll just eat, man. Like, I'll just suck it up and we'll deal with it in the morning. I woke up this morning and started eating right away because I was hungry. And I've been denying, I haven't been eating as much food because I'm on the road and I can't have I can't have all these foods, so I can get what's safe. I'm fucking hungry. You know
what's your diet plan? Starvation.
I know, right?
I just starve every day. That's it. That's how you get skinny people starve.
I mean, you're losing weight because you're burning more calories. You know what I mean, like that. And so, but like, I'm on the road, I'm on the plane, and so, dude, I went to so I was in the airport. I was in the Phoenix airport. Yeah. I got me a goddamn Caesar salad and a sparkling water. Guess how much it cost?
How much?
Guess.
I would say $30.
$20 fucking. Okay.
Right? That's a lot.
I was then I went to the Las Vegas airport. I got me a small little sandwich, turkey sandwich. Yeah. With a fucking kombucha, right? Guess how much that bitch cost me?
$25.
$20 fucking, man. I was like, dude, how the fuck do you spend $40? And I barely.
It's expensive.
Dude, that's not even enough for me to eat one meal. Yeah. And that was two separate meals.
Yeah,
like,
everybody's eating pepperoni pizza, fucking roast beef sandwich, and you're like, Perrier? Yep. Perrier?
I'm like, dude, so this is what's funny, man.
Pinkies up.
What's funny though, and this is like, if you're around me, you'll know I'm super hungry when you see me pick out gum and put gum in my mouth. I'm just trying to get, like, I'm chewing something. I swear to God, man. That's how bad it is. I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry, man, but it's not time. Like, you gotta wait, or I've already ate all my food.
It's not on the schedule yet. It's not on the schedule
Dude,
yet.
So like, this is how it is. Like, I ate dinner, right? So I ate, my wife cooked me dinner. I ate it really fast. And so I get up and go get gum and put the rest in my mouth. And she's like, you still hungry? I was like, yo, I'm still fucking hungry, man. And all you hear is,
the fat kid inside me wants to come out and eat, but I'm not letting it out.
Ferocious,
I'm
man.
keeping it caged in.
Dude, there's some times where I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to bed. I just need to get past this moment right now. I just want to go lay down and go to sleep. Not because I'm tired. Because I'm fucking hungry.
No, because I'm hungry. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go to force myself to sleep. Sleep, Michael. Man. Sleep, Michael. Go to sleep, Michael.
I'm telling you, man. Water and fucking gum is like my go-to, man. I'll go somewhere and just start chugging water. It's like, wow, I just need to feel full, man.
Oh man.
But I mean, that's what it fucking takes, man. I mean, that's what it fucking takes, man. There's a reason why a lot of people don't do this shit, man. It's not fucking fun. Yo, like
I'm gonna start an infomercial for you. 99 cents a day could help feed Michael. Oh my God.
You know, but that's the thing though, man. You know, I've had some people say the same thing, right? They start kind of laughing about it, but I walk by the mirror and I like what I see naked, right? And I'm working at it. I'm fucking busting my ass for this shit. It's like one of those ones where it's like, this is what it takes, man. But also my goals are a little bit different than everybody else's. I'm trying to live to 95.
Right.
I'm trying to live to 97 so I can take care of my great grandkids and tell them about the empire I've built and where they fall in line and how they're going to push the next generation. Right. You don't get that way if you're fucking worried about, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, it depends. Like I was talking to a friend and they're like, you know, I'm at this age, I'm ready to die. You know what I mean? I'm just ready to chill out and fucking chill and die. And that's cool. But not me. Like I'm almost 40. And the first thing I sit there and say is like, man, I can't wait till 49. 49, I have a goal for 49 and we're fucking going at that shit so we can get it at 45.
Yeah.
Or 44 or 5 years early. So, you know, man, that's why I say like, and there's some people that are like, I don't want your life. I get it, man. I get you don't want to have 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. You don't want to have 4 fucking jobs all the time.
Right.
And half of those I don't get paid for, right? I don't make any money for, but it's for the future and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? So my goal every day is to do 4 jobs, right? I have 4 different time blocks to do 4 different jobs. And so that I have that from 5 a.m. to 8:45 is one job. I have 8:45 to 12 o'clock is one job. And then from 1 to 2 or from 1 to 5 is another job. And then from 8 to 10 is another job, right? So, but that's what I like though. That's what I want to do, right? This is what I want to do in my life. And I want more for my family than just what we have. I want a lot of things and I have to work. And then it is what it is, in my opinion.
Yeah. I know you're absolutely right. I think it's all individual based on how you set your mindset, because there's one thing to watch TV and see these dudes on yachts, see these dudes with, you know, Porsche, see these dudes with Lamborghini, and all you tell yourself, man, that looks nice. Oh man, I wish I could have that. But why can't you? You know what I'm saying? Like if your mindset is set to like, you're always going to have the wish factor, then you're not going to really achieve a lot of the things that you desire. You're just going to keep wishing that these things will come into your life. Or the one that I love the most, man, I wish I hit the lottery.
Yeah.
If it's not going to happen, then you need to change your mindset to start doing things that you know is going to bring money to you and everything else to get you those lavish things that you want. If that's the way you see your lifestyle, that you want to live lavishly like that, then so be it, you know. But it's individual. I think everybody's to each their own. And if you're not motivated to want to work hard and be on the grind and everything else, then those things ain't going to come to fruition, man. They're just going to keep being watched on TV, and you're just going to keep hoping like, man, I wish I had a Lambo, you know? But I'm like you, like for me, and I mean, it sounds silly, but for me is like, I like to work out because when I go to the beach, I want to take off my shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be too heavy set or whatnot to where I just would be sort of embarrassed. I'm not saying that there are heavy set guys that don't take off the shirt, because there are some that do. They don't give a fuck. But for me, I just don't want to be that person. I want to be able to take off my shirt and be comfortable and know, because, you know, I work out and to show why I'm working out. Yeah. So, because I know some dudes that won't even take off their shirt. Like they'll just be on the beach with the, you know, of course, because the sun or whatever the case may be, but there are just some that just embarrassed on how their bodies look. So they're just like, fuck it, I'm not going to do that.
I've been that guy, man. I've been that guy. Like, and that's one of the ones. So
I remember that because in Roatan, you never really did take off your shirt in Roatan.
Never did, man. I've always been insecure about a lot of things about me, man. And it's real. I'm a regular fucking person, man. I'm insecure. I don't like the way I look certain places. I don't like my teeth. I don't like certain things about me. It's fucking human being, man. It's the beauty and the fucking worst thing about being a human is we all have flaws and we're all insecure about something. And it is what it is, man. And that's how I really genuinely feel, is I don't like doing those things, right? And I don't like that stuff. And this has been a way to kind of help me get this way, where I'm putting a lot of fucking effort. And I feel like after I go to the gym, I work out without a shirt, and then as soon as I go get out of the gym, I go in the backyard and I'll like be in the sun for a little bit. And I don't have a shirt on, but I feel confident. I go take the trash out, and if somebody was to watch me, I wouldn't be like, oh my God. I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? Because I know like it's helped with my confidence now.
Absolutely.
But that comes at a fucking cost. And some of that cost is you go to bed fucking hungry. Sometimes you eat food and you have to drink water and chew gum because you're fucking hungry.
Right.
It's one of those ones that's like, which one is it? And for me, honestly, 100%, the fucking emotional like hurt that comes from looking in the mirror and not liking what I see, fuck that shit, man. Yeah. I just don't like that shit. So it's like, what are you going to do? Well, I have to do something. You know what I mean? I have to do something for that. And that's what I've done for me.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that transform themselves. They see they see that look in the mirror and they're like, hey, I'm too skinny or I'm too big. And they're just like, I need to change my ways. And again, it's individual, man. You got to be able to change your mindset to want to reach or achieve that milestone for you to change your way. I mean, for me, I'm grateful because I'd be seeing I follow some bodybuilders on Instagram and stuff like that. And it's awesome to see. Even when I used to in Oklahoma, when I used to go to the gym out there was a dude that was probably 61, 62, mid 60s, cut, you know what I'm saying? Like muscular and everything else. Like he wasn't like, fucking 21-year-old physique. Like he knew like, I'm not getting any younger. It's going to get harder. Your metabolism is going to get harder. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to end up wanting to snack left and right and everything else. But he was so committed to always going. And I used to always see him around the same time. And that used to motivate me because I'm like, damn, look at this guy, 60-something years old. And he's probably benching 275, 295, with ease, Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, that's hopeful for me and other people because it's like, it's possible at that age that you can still have a physical body, you know what I'm saying? Like have a physique to where you're not like, you're not blaming it on the age no more. Because back in the days, you could blame it on, I'm already 60 something, I'm too old to do this. Nowadays, it's like, you can't blame it on the age because now that you have supplements you could take, vitamins you could take, just things to continue to maintain that healthiness lifestyle where you can't say I'm 70. And that's why I don't go to the gym because I'm 70 years old. It's bullshit. I see 70-year-old dudes and females in the gym and they look fucking incredible. Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, so we had at this conference, we had two different speakers, right? We had this dude, we had Michael Phelps as one of the keynote speakers one day.
Oh, nice.
And then we had another guy. Okay. I forgot what his name was. His name was Mac. He's like, man, that dude's fucking badass. So these are two guys who have done extraordinary things. Let me see if I can find his name.
Yeah, Michael Phelps, that would have been cool.
Right? So you think you think, right? He would be fucking legit. So it was Mac Newton, right? So Mac Newton was the keynote speaker for Friday, and then Michael Phelps was for Thursday.
Who's Mac Newton? I don't know who that is. I know Michael Phelps.
So I just heard about him like from that thing. So this is like when I talk about this guy, this is somebody that I think everybody wants to emulate, right? Okay. And for me, especially for me as a veteran. So they talked about his it's one of the ones where when someone gives their accomplishments, they go, they did this, they did that, they did this. Oh, this person holds this. Mm-hmm. So this guy is he's like, I think he was the highest black belt for Taekwondo for a certain division for like that.
Okay.
And he's had that for like in the United States, like one of them, he has a Super Bowl ring. He has baseball rings because he's worked with conditioning for like football teams and then baseball for the Oakland A's.
Okay.
I guess he rode from California, Phoenix to New York on a bicycle. Like it was one of those things like they were giving his accolades away and people were like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, they were like, oh yeah. And he was also special forces, like Army. Like it was one of those things where they had so many accolades and at the bottom was, and this. And to me, we are a veteran podcast. And to me, that's how I want to be remembered. I've read this book and I wish I could remember where this book was at so I could read it. It was the idea that this one colonel had lived this life of like, he was a farmer. He was like, he was an author. He was so many different things. And they're like, oh yeah. And he also did 10 years or 20 years in the Air Force. And the guy was so amazed by it because it's like this guy had lived a life. But what I love about those things is it's like, oh, and they were military, because there's so many things, but the military it's always the last one to be mentioned because it was one of the first ones, right? Where we come in young. And one thing, the reason why I say that is the reason why I want to be remembered that way is because I generally do not like sometimes how a lot of people in the military, or a lot of veterans, they hold on to the fact they served as in that was the best fucking thing they did, man. It hurts my heart every time I hear a guy who's 50 and 60 always has to like, does that shit. And it's like, but even if you did 30 years, what are you doing now? Like, what's the rest of your life like? You just hit the high note and you're going down.
Right.
And so that's why I love when we bring on, Satch, like, man, okay, cool. 30 years, but also this new chapter, author, all this whole level, businessman, all those things like that. Chantel Marcus, the twins, right? Like, I love it when it's like, we're doing all these things. And by the way, we're veterans, and it's cool. We can talk about it, but that was such a long time ago. This new phase is so important. Even Matt, like what they're doing, right? They're doing these things. And that's to me is what I want when we're talking about when it's all said and done. I want to my list of achievements or not even a list of achievements. I just did all these things.
Right.
And by the way, I did 9 years in the Air Force. That's just the smallest thing I did. I think that would be fulfill everything.
Interesting that you say that. I mean, do you feel like, let's say, God forbid, you pass away tomorrow, do you feel like you would be regretting your life up to that point? Or are you not happy with what you have accomplished so far?
I'm fucking running, man. So there's a couple things, right? Like I said, I think about myself when I'm 95, talking to my great-grandkids. And I also think about at my funeral, people go up to my kids and tell them the kind of person I was to them, how they knew me, and for them to be proud.
Yeah.
That's a tall order to go to when you're said and done. Like, how does it end? I'm not worried about like in the middle. I'm worried about, okay, how does it end? Well, if I want to be remembered that way, and not a way to sit there and people kiss my ass or be this way, but just like, hey, like, oh, hey, I knew your father. He did this. And my kids would be like, man, I'm proud to know this man because he was this great, this person and stuff like that. And I was good to them. And, that was a good guy. So there's a lot of work to be done. It doesn't get me point to point. Like, dude, there's so much to do. I'm motivated. Like, great. If it ends tomorrow, I've been doing everything I can today. I've been trying to help out. Anytime I meet somebody, I always try to add enough value to sit there and say, hey man, have you thought about this? Hey, I'd like to help you out here. I always try to add value anywhere I can. And that's why I just want to be a good person to this world. I think it's almost like the same thing in the military. Like I said, I do exactly what the Air Force taught me. I'm just trying to make this place better than when I left it. So just try to be a good fucking dude.
I guess I shouldn't go to your funeral. I'm going to go to your kid and be like, let me tell you about your dad. So he and I served in Hondo, and let me tell you how he was. You mean Pretty Boy Mike? I can tell you all about Pretty Boy Mike. Papi Chulo Mike? I can tell you all about Papi Chulo Mike. Which one you want to hear? Yeah. And I'll tell you the story. So what did Michael Phelps talk about? That's interesting. I mean, the guy's a killer. In the Olympics, he demolished the swimming.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think he holds the most gold medals in the Olympics or whatnot. But what did he have to do? Was he high or was he sober?
So first of all, like, you may not know, he has a man bun. It threw everybody off. Everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know why man
shit. Yeah.
I don't know why man buns. Do you know why man buns are like that?
I don't know.
Like this dude's a legend, right? This dude did amazing things, and it was just like that man bun like destroyed people's feelings. Like they were like, man bun, like what happened? You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, I'll be honest. I have never seen the man buns the way they're doing it now. Like back in the years, I seen the ponytails. You know what I'm saying? Like Steven Seagal used to always rock a ponytail. I mean, the only man buns that I really saw were in kung fu movies. That's the only time, like the classic Jackie Chan kung fu movie. That's the only time I really seen, the buns like that. I never seen dudes like, oh my God, I can't wait to let my hair grow out so I can fucking put it in a man bun.